Hello and welcome to some episode or other of Tales from Midnight Diary. My name's Gemma and I'm coming to you as always from my home in Kent, where I live with my husband, my son, my two cats and my dog. I'm thoroughly outnumbered and the only female in the house, but hey ho. It's been a while again. I'm snatching a few minutes during nap time. I've done chores and now I'm hoping that he stays down long enough for me to talk to you just a little bit, because there is something I'm really excited about showing you. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get some bits done. And I've just realised the thing I really wanted to show you I've got it left in the other room. Bear with. Okay, it isn't blocked. I look like a court jester, but I don't care. I love it. I have finally finished the Slipstravaganza shawl, which was the Stephen West mystery shawl knit along from 2020. I was so close to doing it, and actually I finished it just a couple of days after I last spoke to you. It's not blocked, not all the ends are woven in, although I did weave in a lot of the ends. There were many ends to weave in, and I just love it. I'm so excited. And it's left me with this weird feeling of being utterly bereft, not having it on my needles. I don't know how many of you have long-term whips. Sorry, I've got hiccups. Long-term works in progress on your needles or hooks, or embroidery hoops, or whatever it is you like to do, knitting machines. Actually, no, I should imagine there's nothing particularly long on those because they're quite quick. Anyway, but I've had a few of them. So I had the Tulameen shawl, was on the needles for a couple of years, had the Kinky cardigan, not the Kinky cardigan, the Calypso cardigan, those of you who've watched for a long while, the Eliza tee, and this have all been on the needles for a long, and hook in one case, for a long time. But this has to be the one that I have felt the most bereft without. I immediately felt untethered and a bit lost when it was no longer on my needles. However, I absolutely love wearing it. I will block it at some point, but I wanted to show you first, and then I'm going to block it and show you again. So here it is in all its glory. Mine seems to be a lot smaller than other people's. I'm quite a loose knitter, so I think I dropped down a needle size compared to what Stephen tells you to use. Yeah, I've woven all the ends in on that side. I've got the honeycomb ends still to weave in and my final ends to weave in. So this was done in the Midnight Diary hand-dyed yarns, except for at the time it was still the project bag. So we've got Myra, which is one of my most popular enduring colourways. We've got Exotic, which needs to be renamed. We've got Isn't Peacock or Song of the Sea, I can't quite remember. Purple Party, and then I used a Debbie Bliss Kid Silk Haze thing. It's not Kid Silk Haze, is it? That's Rowan. Angel, it's called, for Debbie Bliss, for the mohair dare, for the little pop. And I love it. I love the kind of stained glass effect it gives it. And actually, if I was to do this shawl again, I would actually use mohair for the rest of it, or almost all the rest of it, because I just love that stained glass look that you get with the diamonds. So yeah, cast it on in October 2020, cast it off in October 2022. So it's not too bad. Or was it 2019? Oh, I think it was 20, or was it 2019? No, 2019 was the Starflake shawl, I think. Anyway, here it is. I bet you never thought you would see it finished, but herein lies a tale. I was so lost and bereft without the Slipstravaganza on my needles that I have a friend who was also doing Slipstravaganza and has ground to a halt with it. She fell out of love with colour choices, and she wants to finish it because although she doesn't like the colour choices, I think it's a riot of colour. It's like a chronicle of what happened to her, because bless her, she got COVID and she's now got long COVID and she's really had a tough time of it. Now hers is much bigger than mine, it seems. But anyway, so this is my friend Catherine, who you will probably know on Instagram as Madcap Kitty Glitter. And she's just got the best, most riotous colours going on here. All sorts of yarns have gone into this. And I was so lost without mine with mine off the needles that I've actually taken it from her to finish. Now I haven't touched it yet, she's not expecting it anytime soon, but I feel a weird sense of comfort from having another slip extravaganza. I almost wanted to cast another one on, actually. I have not. I have resisted. So that is my most glorious finished object from this last month or so. Sorry, sleep hasn't really been a thing, and I'll come to that shortly. The next thing I wanted to show you, and I can't remember if I'd already done this before. No, that doesn't work. I put it on Bunny, but it just looks ridiculous. I can't remember if I'd done this when I last podcast, but I was inspired by Jess of Ginger Twist Studios, who cast on a wee pumpkin hat for her little Miss Molly, and I thought Robin has to have a pumpkin hat too. So, so yeah, I cast it on. This is holding 2 strands of Aran together. So this is Debbie Bliss Falkland Merino, which is a long discontinued colourway, or at least it's not available in yarn shops anymore. And the top is the Croft Shetland Aran held double, and that is in Fetlar, the colourway. And it's just really cute. I whipped it up in a couple of nights. I think I would probably size up if I did it again. And there's just the teeniest bit of colour work. I shall show you my floats. I'm fairly new to colour work, but I'm pretty chuffed with that. And Robin, of course, looks an absolute cutie in it. I should pop some pictures up. So yeah, Jess is a bit like my spirit animal at the moment. She keeps casting on beautiful things for her wee one, and I just want to make all the things for Robin. And she's also made some amazing jumpers for herself recently. I mean, how that woman has the time with running a yarn shop and raising a small person, I don't know. I'm going to move quickly onto acquisitions because there are 2 of these. Oh, here we are. A really lovely thing come through the post. I needed some minis for my advents because someone miscalculated and I didn't have enough to dye my advent calendars. I was 3 colourways short on the 10 grams, and cue major panic stations because I was a bit late dyeing them anyway, due to Robin being ill and me being ill, and I was going to dye them throughout the year, but the best laid plans of mice and men go after clay, as Robert Burns said. And I opened, the parcel arrived, I thought brilliant, great, okay, and I just left it. I didn't look at it, I knew exactly what it was, so I didn't look at it, didn't open it for a couple of days until I was ready to dye the yarn, and then I opened it, and look at this. How gorgeous is this? It's a flax that Helen, Giddy Yarns, my lovely friend, made for her little boys. I believe it was Arthur's first and then Jasper's, I'm not sure. And it's been passed to me for Robin. And it's a wee bit big at the moment, but I'm not ready for him to be big enough for it. And look at this beautiful, isn't it stunning? Just really, really lovely. I'm torn between not being able to wait for him to grow into it and not wanting him to grow into it, if that makes sense. But yeah. So Robin's wardrobe is expanding. I finished the little baby socks, I think I showed you, and I managed to give Dad his socks for Robin's birthday. I didn't manage to get the picture I wanted of them both wearing them together. They weren't awake and in the same room and cooperative at the same time, but maybe one day. So what I've been doing instead, I believe I'd already finished this last time I spoke to you. This is the first sock for my dad in Deconstructed Peacock by Viperpunk. I just love these colours, and actually a lot of these colours feature in the Yarn Dispensary birthday skein as well. So there we are. So I finished that one and cast on the second because I'm a very good girl, and I haven't touched it in ages because I've been super busy. Because that's just what happens with advents and things. And yesterday I picked it up. I thought, I haven't knit on a sock in ages. It felt really strange to be knitting on something so small, to be honest with you. But yeah, I picked it up and I knit the final stripe, the heel flap, the heel turn, and the gussets, and now I'm on the foot. Seeing my dad wearing his socks in person for the first time was really lovely. But it also illustrated to me that, I mean, they're not quite matchy because I didn't start them, wind them off the same. They're like one stripe out. I've never seen my dad wearing them in real life, and the first pair I ever made him, the Rum Paradise ones, actually are almost a bit like ankle socks. He needs them much longer. These ones are longer, I'm pretty sure, but I think I'll do the next pair longer still. But my dad's request is that Robin gets a pair as well. I'm not sure how successful that will be for Robin with this one, because I seem to have made these legs significantly longer than I do normally for my dad. So I've only got that much left, but we'll see. I mean, I've only got the foot to do for dad. And there we are. Gosh, what a riot of colour is going on in this corner at the moment. I apologise if I'm talking really quickly. I'm just very conscious that the small person will wake up at any moment. I am desperate to get most of this recorded. At least a mini episode if need be. Then recently I taught my top-down sweater class again, which is my favourite class to teach at the moment. I always used to say my sock class was my favourite. Now I've got a bit of a problem in that it's rolling slightly, but that is because I forgot to size up the needles for after the collar, the neckband. Now this is a flax again. It's flax worsted weight by Tin Can Knits. It's a free pattern. They have these patterns, a simple collection, which are really for teaching, and they've got great tutorials with them as well. So it's the one I use when I'm teaching this top-down sweater course, and I'm really excited because it just looks really cute. Now this yarn again is the Rowan, have I got a full ball here somewhere? No, it's the Rowan Superwash Worsted, and this is a lovely sagey green. I did the gold colour before, the kind of grubby mustard, and I ripped back when I realised my mistake that I hadn't sized up the needles from the neckband, and then proceeded to carry on knitting on the same needles. So I've decided, as I'm a relatively loose knitter anyway, to say never mind and keep going and see what happens, because I just can't be bothered to undo it again. But that's an Aran weight version of this one. This one I'm pretty sure is a fingering weight version. I will not be making a fingering weight version for Robin. Actually, no, I am making one, so there we go. So that's living in my sock sack at the moment. The next thing is I've now decided what to do with this, and I'm just going to make flax with the birthday yarn. And then the other thing I've got to show you is I have almost finished the leg of, I have finished the leg of Robin's leggings. I might need to make them a wee bit longer, with really sweet cable up the sides. This is from the West Yorkshire Spinners Bo Peep Pure book. I'm knitting it in Bo Peep Luxury, which is a merino nylon blend, whereas the Pure is pure merino. But this is what we had in stock and I like it, and I'm using the colourway Teddy Bear, and I just think it's going to be super cosy. And it is getting cold now, so I do really need to get a wriggle on and get these knit for him. But I had run out of the Bo Peep. I had this much left, and so I had to wait for the delivery to arrive at work, and then everyone wanted this colour as well, so there was a bit of a moment where I thought I'm not going to get any. But I've managed. So I'm just loving the cable up the side. I really like patterns like this that are simple but just with a tiny weeny bit of interest, just to keep you from being completely bored. So that's that, and those, because I'm super organised, are both living squished in the same project bag, which isn't particularly practical, but there we are. What have I got in here? I don't know how far I got with this one when I saw you last, but I have finished the back of that really simple sweater. So Robin's going to be all good for sweaters at this rate. I'm doing this one with the shawl collar, and it's brilliant for beginner knitters or people who aren't confident, because look, it's just a rectangle. No shaping at all. The whole thing is rectangles, and I think it's a brilliant first sweater project that I'm potentially going to be collaborating with a boutique baby store in a nearby town, teaching their mamas to knit. And actually I think this would be a really good choice for little girls or little boys for winter babies. So I think maybe next summer might get that started. And for this I'm using Croft. It'll come as no surprise, I love West Yorkshire Spinners. I just love it. This is the Shetland wool, again in the double knit this time, and the colourway is called Heartland. So that's that. And that, I believe, is all the projects I've been working. Oh no, hang on, I will show you this one. This is a work sample. Oh look, there's the ball band for the Rowan Sue Posh Merino. This is a work sample rather than a home project, but I am so pleased with it. I just want to show you. I told you I was fairly new to colourwork. I've done a colourwork jumper top down with Simply Sinister sweater. I've done the pumpkin hat, which doesn't really count, there's not much colourwork in it. I've done the Selbu mittens by Skane Deer. I think that's it for colourwork. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. So to take this on was quite ambitious for me, but I just thought, why not go for it? And this is a colourwork hat from, again, West Yorkshire Spinners, and this is in the Croft Aran weight this time. So I'm using Seafield, Sullam, oh god, what's that one? It's my favourite. It's got flecks of, let's hold it up if you can see, it's got flecks of teal and fawn in, it's gorgeous. And then Fetlar, which is the same as I used for the top of the pumpkin. So those are the 4 colours, and actually the Fetlar is going to be the main colourway for a colourwork sweater as well that we're planning. So I need to hurry up and get this off the needles really. So that we can get working on the sweater. Okay, Robin's waking up. I'm going to go, but what I will do is I will leave you with some footage of things that we've been up to lately. I've been trying to do some kind of vlog style stuff, and the gallery of the Crack Those Whips and the Great Winter Cast On. I've really been loving seeing what you're all making, and also the advents have gone out, which is just the most amazing feeling. But I will talk to you all about that another time. I will love you and leave you. I hope you've enjoyed this whistle stop tour of my whips. I'm going to go and get my baby before he starts crying. Okay, love you. Mwah. Bye.